Alright, let's do a basic retouching of this house. We're gonna bring it in from Lightroom, and we are going to export it and bring it into Adobe Photoshop CC 2017. I'm gonna try to do everything in one simple exposure, and I'm gonna utilize a couple of brackets here. I'm going to kind of keep it simple. This one just to darken things out. Merge this too, so that's a bracket. This one I'm going to make it brighter, and I'm going to use camera raw for this and see which one it is. This one is good. I'm going to bring it a little bit down right there. Just kind of keep the colors a little bit better, a little bit brighter. Not too much though, just enough. Alright, so now that I have my brights and the black, this layer, the black layer, dark layer, it's for just in case. I'm going to most likely utilize the bright the bright layer more than anything. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to create a mask, and I'm just going to bring in and as you can see, it's not much, it's subtle. It's a subtle color. You know, sometimes gray days are just phenomenal for shooting some houses. Not all the time though. Not all the time, not at all. Because you never know. Houses are picky. Some shades. This shade of color from this house is nice. I like it a lot. It plays well with a dark gray day, but some houses just don't play well with gray colors. It also depends on the because even though a day might be gray, the reason why the house is clear and you can see it is because obviously the sun is still shining through all those layers of clouds. So with that being said, there is going to be light coming in, so you have to play with that. You know, you have to understand the basic of light and shades and all that other crap. So I'm just going to brighten a couple of things here. These are pretty flowers. We are going to enhance flowers and color a little later. It's a lot of ways to do that. I'm going to show you just a very simple method, so you guys don't get all crazy. There will be, let me see, 1, 2, you see, just like that, you bring up bring in the a little bit of the color of the house. It's pretty much, in beauty retouching you call it you know, dodging and burning, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now, dodging and burning. Now I'm going to use the dark, and I'm going to focus on gonna bring it on the opacity to 50. I'm just gonna darken this a little bit. Maybe opacity to 0. Maybe darken this just a tad. So this is the little tedious job, but it's something that I do. It just brings in the color of certain materials of a house. You know, for instance, let's go. See, it tones it down, but it enhances the color because obviously, as you know, when you contrast, also sharpens an image. So if you are creating shadows and enhancing shadows, you're also giving it a much richer feel to it. So not everything is all pale and white and whatnot, you know. And that's the cool thing about working with a couple of layers and manually just bringing in things that you don't want or things that you want, darkening things and everything else. I learned that by watching retouchers, facial retouchers, and I use a lot of portrait retouching into my architectural work. Something that I never thought I was going to until I started really getting into reshooting and shooting houses that have been shot and trying to make it better, trying to see what I can do much better than the last photographer that shot a house. And by applying facial retouching procedures and tactics into my architecture, it made me a much better photographer. See, just that little bit, you know, it just, to me, just enhances the quality of the shot, you know. So right now, so we're done with that. Let's see all this stuff. I always like to make sure that my guides are present, and I can see here that it's not obviously aligned. So what I'm going to do now, I think I'm done with this. I'm going to merge it and create a new merge layer. And I've increased the file right down here by 137, and it's now 600 megabytes. It's not much. Every time you create new layers or merge layers, you increase the file size. But in this case, it's the way that I work, and it works. So now that I created this new layer, I can start messing it up. And because I'm safe, I have a different layer at the bottom that it has not been touched by my dirty hands. So go from here to here, you straighten things up, and I might not still be, see, still a little bit, just enough over here, just a little bit there, just a little bit there, there you go, that's much better. Alright, so now I'm going to merge it again. So I'll keep the, so I have this, and we go from here to here, and then that's the correct transformation of this file. Now I'm going to grab this because I don't like things like this. I think my clients like it when I take this off. The other photographers didn't do things like this, and when I started doing it, I'm gonna do this on a different layer, on an empty blank layer. They really liked it because I took my time. And the little touches, you know, just the little things that you do is what okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Is what clients like, and that's what gives you more jobs, you know, not coming up with excuses and actually just doing it. So what I'm gonna do in this situation is going to grab pen tool, grab this, grab that. I'm actually gonna grab this too right here, and alright, I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna paste it, and I'm going to see if I can attach this right here. Alright, looks good. Okay, maybe I should have made it a little bit bigger. That's good. So now I'm going to bring this in here. See, that's too much because I can shit. That's too much. I'm just gonna paint that out. Okay. Oh, and just like that, you can see, put the chair back. I'm gonna merge this again. So boom, boom, boom. So that easy. Now you went from something like this to something like that. Very easy. Not much work. But now we have to enhance the color. You can bring in the hue and saturation. Just a tad. So I'm gonna delete that, and I'm going to focus on the flowers and on the grass. So we're gonna paint it with white. I'm just going to bring in a little bit of the color of the flowers over here. The flowers over here. Flowers in here and flowers in there, so you can see just a little bit, just enough, maybe a little bit on the grass, just a little bit on the grass. Alright, so boom, boom, boom. Now it's time to get rid of this ugly sky, and I'm going to use a very simple method, but before we do that, I'm going to open up a file. I'm going to open up a file and see if I can find. I have a lot of skies over here. It's too much, too much, too much. I mean, like this one now. It has to be. Maybe this one. We'll see. We'll see. I like to play with the clouds that I have. You know, every time you go somewhere, take a photo of the clouds. Keep it in your arsenal. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select, and this is going to be an easy selection because the cloud is pretty much one tone gray. I don't usually do this, but I think it's good for you to like explore different options. So I'm just going to go and select the magic wand. I'm going to select this guy over here, this guy on top, as you can see the marching ends, and then I'm going to go to select and mask. And in selecting mask, actually now I'm going to go back. I'm going to unselect this right here. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now I'm going to go and select and mask. And I'm going to paint with my mask selection tool. I'm going to paint over little things like the trees over here. So it's going to do, it's going to try to do what usually people do for hair when you're doing when you're selecting hair from a beauty shot. Okay, so now I'm going to create a mask over here, and I'm going to select the mask. I'm going to go to my sky that I did before, and voila. And it's a little too bright for my own liking, so I'm going to darken up a little bit and maybe make it, I'm going to make it a little bit yellower because it doesn't really match per se the temperature of the whole photo. So this one requires I'm going to clip it. This one requires let me see, maybe there. I'm going to go to my just like so. That's a little better. See, it's not much. Then what I'm going to do is where's my photo filter, and also I'm going to clip it. I'm going to make the sky a little bit orange, not too much, just a little bit, 50%. So if I put this two in a, oh god, if I put this everything, then I can see that it's a little bit yellow, maybe too much, 45, okay. And now the sky is a little bit more believable. I may actually, you know what, I may actually make this a little bit brighter. Then I'm going to invert this mask and I'm going to paint just a little bit here. There you go. So it's not that dark. There we go. So now if we put everything in a group. All right, now I'm going to merge down, save. I'm going to make a copy of it, and I'm going to continue procedure of making this straighter house. And as you can see here, there's something not right. There's something there. Okay, just a little bit there. See, these lines are not even, so it's throwing me off. That's what it is. See, this thing right here. this thing's right here. It's not. So I'm done with this thing. I'm going to utilize. Actually, I'm gonna sharpen it. Yeah, that looks good. What I'm gonna do in Lightroom now, I'm going to create what you call my signature, which is I'm gonna use one of my presets, which is not much of a preset. Let's see how it looks. It enhances a little bit of the color, and I'm okay with that. And I like to crop, because obviously I don't need all that. Just enough to tell a story. And I'm going to give it a nice little so it goes from that to that, and pretty much that's it. That was the whole process. You have the main file, which it was something like this, and we turned it into from here to here, here to here, 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 here. Pretty. I like it. And I am finished with this copy, and that's it. Hope you liked the tutorial. This house was a little easier, but still it took 5+ minutes to do one simple image, so you just gotta get it done to where it looks presentable, and it does look presentable to me. Alright guys, well, I will see you later. Thank you very much.